So maybe you've heard about attachment styles. Okay. Today we're going to talk about one attachment style in comparison to Aquarius. Someone asked me a question about this, and I thought it was a really great question. And when I first started reading it, I was like, okay, okay. I was going with it. But then I hit a brick wall. Let me tell you about the brick wall I hit after I do the introduction. Hey guys, it's me. It's QueenAusetHeru, and thank you for joining me for another wonderful edition of Ask an Aquarius. If you have not done this already, there is a red subscribe button. It really helps out any YouTube channel when you hit that red subscribe button, because then YouTube knows that you love us, and that makes YouTube love us even more. So please hit the red subscribe button and smack the red bell that's directly next to it. Another thing you can do to help the channel is whenever you like a video, please hit that thumbs up button. Again, YouTube loves that. They also love when you share our videos. So please share our videos as well. And leave a positive comment in the comment section. I read and accept and sometimes read out all positive comments. Okay. If you would like to get a reading done, because I am a card shark, or if you would like to talk to me, if you have a question for Asking Aquarius, please check out underneath this video, because that, as well as my Patreon information and everything else you need to know, is underneath this video. Okay, let's get started. So, attachment styles. There's 4 different attachment styles. Some say there's more, but I mostly saw 4. And so this young lady in the comments section said to me, do you think that Aquarius are avoidant, dismissive, insecure attachment style? Okay. I didn't know what the hell that meant. So y'all know I went to Google, because I was like, what is the hood, the who? So I went to Google, right? This is what Google said. Adults with an avoidant, dismissive, insecure attachment style are the opposite of those who are ambivalent or anxious preoccupied. Instead of craving intimacy, they're so wary of closeness, they try to avoid emotional connection with others. They rather not rely on others or have others rely on them. Now, according to what I read, this particular attachment style happens when a child is neglected from their parent. Apparently, if a child is neglected, they start to have this whole um, don't want to rely on anyone, don't want anyone to rely on them type of attitude, which you can think really does make sense, because it's like, well, if I can't rely on anybody, then I'm going to have to rely on myself. So you do hear a lot of Aquarius say things like that. But I have a problem with this, and I'm going to tell you what the problem is. It's in the definition itself. It says that they do not want intimacy. And I'm getting ready to read you 10 signs of avoidant attachment, okay? And this is where my problem comes in. Because these 10 signs to me sound like they could be Aquarius. But this avoidant attachment type of individual, they don't want intimacy. And Aquarius absolutely do want intimacy. Aquarius love intimacy. Aquarius just don't want to get stuck with the wrong person. So we're not close. We're not quick to jump into relationships or to fall in love or to open ourselves up and stuff like that. We're cautious. We play the back. And we don't play the back because we don't want intimacy. And this is my problem with this definition. Because this avoidant person doesn't want intimacy. They don't trust intimacy. Clearly they've been, neglected in some type of way, so they don't trust being intimate and close to another person. So that's not what they want. Aquarius does want it. We just don't want to get stuck with the wrong person. So I think this is where the indiscrepancy comes up, because as I read these avoidant attachment signs, listen for how they're similar to Aquarius, okay? Let me read you the first one. These are the 10 signs. The first one says, these people are avoiding intimacy with others and preference for distance. Number 2, tendency to pull away as soon as something gets close. Number 3, not relying on others for reassurance or emotional support. Number 4, uncomfortable opening up to others and expressing private thoughts. 5, dismissive behaviors and aloofness. That word aloofness is said about Aquarius a lot. Minimizing emotional expressions, seeing yourself as self-sufficient and independent. Very Aquarius to hear those words. These are a lot of these buzzwords you hear about Aquarius. Number 8 says high self-esteem. Very much so. Appearing as strong, confident, and in control. Number 9, believing that you don't need emotional intimacy in life. And number 10, difficulties trusting and relying on others. Now, I agree with all of you out there. A lot of those things do sound like Aquarius. The words independent, aloof, self-reliant, self-sufficient, all those things. Being really strong, having a high regard for yourself and self-esteem in a lot of cases. A lot of these things I do hear with Aquarius. I agree 100%. But where my problem comes in at is that one right there where it says, hold on, let me find it for you guys. The one about emotional intimacy. Believing that you don't need emotional intimacy in life. And this seems to be like the biggest part where I disagree. I agree with all the other ones because some of these I do myself. I agree with them. But the very definition already tells us that the person that has this avoidant attachment style does not want intimacy. A lot of Aquarius I know love intimacy. I know I do. I love intimacy. I love romance. I'm corny with it too. I love The Notebook. I love Titanic. I love love songs from the 80s. I love poems. I write poetry, for Christ's sake. A lot of us are like this. It's not all of us that are like non-romantic, because there are some Aquarius who thinks that that's cheesy, but there's a great portion of us, especially third decan Aquarius, who love that. So that's the problem that I'm having with this list, is that a lot of these things do sound Aquarius, but they keep on hitting back on that lack of wanting intimacy, avoiding having intimacy. No, I just don't want to get stuck with another fucked up person, period, point blank. And I hear this a lot from other Aquarius. Other Aquarius tell me, you know, their girlfriend or their boyfriend is mad because they don't feel like they're sharing their thoughts. They're not opening up. And I'm just like, as these Aquariuses are telling me about these things, I'm asking them, well, why aren't you opening up? What is making you not do X, Y, Z? And it could be that they don't trust the person. They might have just met the person. It's different things, but it's never because I don't believe in emotional intimacy. You know, I don't hear that from them. I hear they want it. I hear that they want it, but they're just very cautious about who they engage with that energy with. Okay, and I think a lot of people mistake that with this avoidant, dismissive, insecure attachment style, just because of the fact that a person isn't quick to intimacy, just because a person is cautious, just because a person doesn't get into relationships or make commitments easily, doesn't mean they don't want intimacy. It just means that in some cases, like in our case, they are being careful. I have attached to people in my past that I shouldn't have attached with. I've attached to people and had a hard time getting rid of them. That crazy cancer stalked me, played on my phone. You know, I've made mistakes with this whole process. So over time, it has made me a lot more cautious. And I don't think Aquarius is the only sign or the only people that do that. I think any person who has been traumatized, seriously, anybody who's been traumatized, has PTSD, was with somebody toxic, was with a narcissist, anybody who's been in a bad situation like that, in my opinion, becomes more cautious. So I just feel like Aquarius are funny like that. And we're not quick to open up. We're not quick to tell our business. We're not quick with those things because we need to vet a person for a little while before we decide if that's what we want to do or not. A gentleman the other day was telling me that I am extremely picky. I was talking about women and what I like and what I don't like. And he was telling me that I'm extremely picky. And I'm like, well, I mean, I don't want to pick the wrong person. And I think many people feel that way. So I do understand why that list of 10 things can look very Aquarius, but that one about emotional intimacy, not wanting intimacy, for me is the crux of the entire definition. That's the most important part. The behaviors that come about it can come about from different things happening right or wrong in your life, you know? But as far as the intimacy is concerned, it seems to be like that's the most important part. And yes, emotional intimacy is important. You know, I know a lot of Aquarius that'll tell you that, but we're just not fast with it. We're real slow with it and deliberate, you know? And I have people all the time that come to me and say, my Aquarius won't open up to me. Give your Aquarius time. My Aquarius won't share their thoughts. Your Aquarius might not trust you yet. Give it time. And somebody said this to me. One of my comments is about patience. You must exert a lot of patience when dealing with an Aquarius. That's why some of us, like me, when I've had Aquariuses, I kicked them to the curb. And that's why. Because I didn't have the patience to deal with that. That uncertainty, that unknowing. I didn't have the patience for it. So some of you might feel the same way. If you don't have the patience for it, maybe an Aquarius is not for you. I know they're not for me. I would date one. If I met an Aquarius that I like, yes, I would date them. But yeah, it's yeah, you know, it's not easy. I would have to be on my A game and exert a lot of patience for that. Now let's take a look at some positive comments. We have two good ones. This is from, I'm going to try to say this name, and I might butcher your name, but it's not on purpose because I love you to death. It says, Benicia Asati, I think. I think that's what it says. Please let me know in the comment section if the pronunciation could have been better and how I could have pronounced it and where you're from. Where is this beautiful name from? So let me see. Hi, Queen. Great video. Thank you. Love how you always come through with amazing educational talent. You probably have no idea, but I have learned so much from your videos. Thank you. Oh, you're very welcome. Thank you for watching and commenting. Bless you. Thank you so much. Now, this one came from Oka Loka. I think that's what it says. Many things, Queen. This helped me understand myself on a much deeper level. Aquarius, heavy chart, Venus in Aquarius. Whoo! So obviously you're a teacher. Enlightening as fuck. Thank you. Thank you so much. Who, Aquarius and your Venus? You love like an Aquarius? Oh boy. That could be good. Or that could be challenging based on this video, right? So yeah. My goodness. It's wonderful to have you here. Thank you very much. Make sure you guys are subscribed, okay? All right, guys. It's time for us to get going. You come back soon because I got a lot more to say. See you later.